This guy has been the governor of Illinois and other people and other jobs at other times of history. This guy's name is Adlai Stevenson. But that's not his full name. He's Adlai Stevenson the second. Let's get started. Production presents Adlai Stevenson the second. No, there is no relation between Adlai Stevenson and the Stevenson who wrote Treasure Island and Robinson Crusoe. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode on this channel, and today we will be talking about Adlai Stevenson II. So let's get started. Now I have my notes here ready. And yeah, Adlai Stevenson. He had a very great political party. Other than the Kennedys that we've discussed, I could probably make a whole Stevenson video, but we don't know much about his family, so that's kind of a bummer, and I pretty much can't make a Stevenson video here too. Let's continue on. But first, let's start with Adlai Stevenson the first. No, not the second, the first. Adlai Stevenson the first was Adlai Stevenson II's grandfather, and he was President Grover Cleveland, the 22nd president of the United States of America's vice president. So that was kind of great. His family already had some taste of the presidency, at least tried to be part of the presidency, and his family has politics in their blood, so that's kind of more of a bonus. And then Adlai Stevenson the first's son, Louis Stevenson, who was the father of Adlai Stevenson II, didn't really take any political office, but he did take the Secretary of State of Illinois. Now, on his mom's side of the family, his maternal great-grandpa, named Jesse W. Fell, was Abraham Lincoln's campaign manager. Yes, his family, his ancestry included people who helped Abraham Lincoln. And campaign manager for Abraham Lincoln was pretty important back then. I mean, you have to go campaign. And I'll show you some clips about his campaign ad later. And yeah, so let's go and talk more about his education now. But first, this is Adlai's childhood home. He's actually nicknamed it the farm, and it's now become a national monument and stuff. It's like protected by the United States of America, and whoever vandalizes it, even though no one lives there anymore, will just be like fined a lot or put to jail. And now let's really talk about his education. Now, he went this high school he went to was called Blooming High School. However, he only stayed here for his junior year. After he finished his junior year, he transferred to this is the high school's real name, University High School. Kind of weird, really. Then he went, after graduating high school, he went to the actual university, Princeton University, where he got his BA. Well, yeah, I mean, he already got some education and he was pretty ready for it. He was ready for his life. And now let's talk about a very brief talk about the Navy. He only served for 1 year in 1918. And he served in the U.S. military, and he was in the Navy. His rank was Seaman second class, and it basically looked like this. So the shape of fire didn't really do a good job with trying to draw a square, so I'm just gonna try to do this again. And if we kind of try to do it in a more fashionable way, then this will probably happen. Let's get some white. And this is the rank, the symbol for the CMAT second class, at least according to Wikipedia, and I'm pretty sure Wikipedia is very, very accurate. Also, it's a darker colored tone. It's kind of more better than this, so. Anyways, let's continue on. After his education and getting his bachelor's degree, and after serving in the military, he went to have a life in politics. And his most famous part was started in 1948. And this was when he was elected to become the governor of Illinois. The governor of Illinois is that's one of the greatest positions of Illinois. And that was one of the best things about Adlai Stevenson II. He could become a politician. I mean, he's already governor. He could be a politician and probably even the president of the United States. Wait a second, and now let's zoom up to 1952. This is his election campaign poster. Vote Stevenson. Would you like the party of Hoover, or would you like the party of Roosevelt, or do you want both? Well, Stevenson has both. And however, he ran miserably. He went so miserably. You know why? Because he ran against Eisenhower, who had a really good cartoon 1950s campaign strategy.
Ike for president, Ike for president, Ike for president, Ike for president. You like Ike, I like Ike. Everybody likes Ike for president. Hang out the banner, beat the drum. We'll take Ike to Washington.
Yeah, see what I mean? And let's compare that to Stevenson's campaign ads. Actually, he had two, so let me just show you two of my favorites. He had multiple, but that one I just showed you was my favorite Eisenhower ad. I'll show you two of my favorite Stevenson ads. They're pretty short, so hang tight.
It's Adlai to you, Adlai to me. I don't care how you quote it. Adlai, don't pronounce it. Just go out and vote it. Stevenson!
Step right up, folks. See the mental marvel of the campaign, Mr. Mac GOP. He promises to solve all your problems. Ask him any question.
What about Korea?
We don't belong in Korea. Let the commies have it. We should expand the war. Open a second front in China.
Wait a minute. We can't do both. We can't pull our troops out of Korea and invade China.
See what I mean? And here's my favorite part.
Planning about. You get two policies for the price of one.
Stop confusing the issue. I want a straight answer. Should we support the United Nations or not?
Yes. I mean no. No, I mean yes. You're confused. You're confused. Don't you be confused. Vote for Stevenson for...
And yeah, so those were their main political cartoony 1950 campaign ads. And look at how bad Stevenson did. I mean, he did worse in his 1956 election, and he didn't even get his home state, Illinois, which is kind of a shame. Anyways, let's talk more about this. I mean, why did he do terribly? In my opinion, was probably because, as he said in his speech, quote,
"None of you, my friends, can wholly appreciate what is in my heart. I have not sought the honor you have done me. I could not seek it because I aspired to another office, which was the full measure of my ambition. And one does not treat the highest office within the gift of the people of Illinois as an alternative or as a consolation prize."
I mean, look what he said there. He said that he didn't really want to be president, but because the people chose him to, I mean, they kind of did. They're like, yay, Stevenson! He really wanted to do it. I mean, and then he really wanted to do it. And then in 1956 election, he started doing way better. He wanted to actually get the presidency. And then after that, well, yeah. After Eisenhower, used up all of his 2 terms, Eleanor Roosevelt herself recommended Adlai Stevenson to go run a third time for the 1960 election, and he declined. And then John F. Kennedy became the Democratic nominee for the 1960 election, and he actually won. I mean, look at I Like Ike's badge. It's actually kind of lamer than our next president, Adlai Stevenson, but at least it has a great at least it has a great campaign thing. I mean, look. If you delete the L, you get I Ike. But it makes sense to say I like Ike. It's still a great society. And also Eisenhower Ike, it kind of makes sense too. So Stevenson never ran for the 1960 election. I should make an election series video, but whatever. We're probably gonna make that another episode, another time. And this is his grave. Now, he died at the age of 65 for some complications, for complications of some heart attack. He was strolling down. He was stopped by London for a few days so that he could rest before continuing his tour of Europe. And he was walking down with his new, probably going to be engaged person. But before he could even ask her for an engagement, and on July 14th in London of 1965, he suddenly had a gigantic heart attack, which was sudden. He was rushed to St. George's Hospital, and minutes later, and when I say minutes, I do not mean a few minutes, I mean a lot of minutes later, like about an hour later, he died at St. Gregory's Hospital. His body was transported to the Evergreen Cemetery, and that is where he rests today. This is the front side, and this is the back side. Now today, there are so many things named after Adlai Stevenson II. There's a whole table of Wikipedia lists of the on Wikipedia for things that he was named after. And one of the best things I personally like is the Stevenson High School. I mean, it kind of looks great and like a lot way better than what I'm experiencing right now. But sure enough, I do recommend that place as long as you have the grades to actually get there. So that was the terrible end of Adlai Stevenson II. And I would like to end this video with the last words he said at his accepting speech of the Democratic presidential nomination.
And finally, my friends, in the staggering task that you have assigned me, I shall always try to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with my God.
Finn.